All right, so what are your strengths and weaknesses? That is a very important thing that we all have to ask ourselves and find, right? So I recently asked myself that question, and I used 4 ways to find the answer. And I'm going to be sharing with you these 4 ways in hopes that it may be of use to you. There's multiple ways you can find your strengths and weaknesses. I'm just going to be sharing with you 4 ways that I believe that you can use, you can do to find your strengths and weaknesses. So the first thing that you have to think about is what comes naturally to you. What are you naturally good at? Not what you're good at and what you love to do. There's a big difference between what you love to do and what you're good at and what you're naturally good at. For example, ever since 2008, after watching Step Up 2, I was breakdancing for 8 years, so I loved to do it, and I was pretty good at it because I did it for 8 years, right? But I am not naturally good at it because in the breakdance world, there are people with less than a year, they are on an extraordinary level, right? They have a natural ability. So I realized, I love breakdancing and I'm pretty good at it, but I don't have a natural ability to it. Right? So if you have a natural ability, a natural talent at something, it's something that's effortless. You don't have to put in a lot of effort and you are pretty good at, okay? So find what that is for you by thinking about what you were good at naturally, effortlessly when you were young. That's one of the key things. Find out what you were naturally good at when you were young. Second thing is ask your friends and your family. So I asked my friends and my family, what are my strengths and my weaknesses, right? And they gave me the answer. Now, one other thing is it's mostly biased, right? Because for the most part, they like you, right? Which moves on to the third thing is what do strangers say about you? People that you don't really know, right? For example, let's say you are giving a presentation in class about a certain topic, and a stranger comes up to you and says, "Hey, you're pretty good at speaking." Then you can think about, is speaking my natural talent? Right? I didn't take any class. I never thought I was good at it, but I get compliments on it a lot. So maybe public speaking is my natural strength. So what do strangers comment to you about? Think about it. And last thing, number 4, this is the true test, okay? What do your enemies, people who do not like you, what do they say about you? Now, this might hurt your feelings or it might be emotionally you don't want to hear, but you have to listen because your enemies are great. People who don't like you are great at finding your weaknesses, finding your flaws, and they dig deep into it to hurt your feelings, right? So you have to listen. What do your enemies say about you negatively? And also, what do they compliment you about? You might say, oh, they don't really compliment me. But for example, for me, in my YouTube channel, there are people that make it very clear they do not like me. But they do say one thing. They say, you post a lot, right? Within less than a year, I have over 300 videos. That's a lot more than compared to how normal people do. Which means I'm consistent, right? I have consistency. I work hard, right? So with that, and reflecting on myself, what I was good at naturally ever since I was young, and I talked to my parents, I noticed ever since I was young, I loved playing with Legos, right? If I bought a box of Legos, let's say it's a building, a Harry Potter building, I never really liked to follow the instructions and create that building I was supposed to create. I love to just create whatever I wanted, right? So I realized I have a high level of creativity. And I asked my father and my mother, do you think I have a high level of creativity? And my father put it best, right? He said, looking back, based on your childhood, you do have a high level of creativity. And I believe that your YouTube channel reflects that ability to create. Because a year ago, right, there was no videos. But now, a year later, there's over 300 videos. From nothing, I created something, right? Creativity. So I realized my natural ability, my personal strength comes in creativity and also consistency. Combine those two, right? After you know your natural ability, then you hone that skill, you hone that craft, you hone that ability to make it, to put it into a next level, right? And you will find, if you find what you're naturally good at and you hone that craft, then it becomes your true strength. So that's the 4 ways that I use to find my strengths and weaknesses, and I hope that it helps you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great Navy day.